Before we talk individual stocks, let's also get in some trading ideas and the market perspective as well. Kunal, high afternoon, played along expected lines. It's gone into a bit of a quiet consolidation kind of move.
Yeah, two different pictures, Aisha, I would say for the indices. On the Nifty, yes, it's absolutely quiet. We are trading very, very sideways on the index, just flattish, I think 30 points, 40 points, plus minus, I think has been the range for the Nifty so far on an intraday basis. But for the bank Nifty, it's a lot more vibrant. We've seen private sector banks making a very strong comeback, whether it's the likes of ICICI Bank, Axis Bank today is showing some slight green tinge to itself. Even the likes of Kotak Bank as well as HDFC Bank are seeing some decent price action for themselves. So that's a sector which has done exceptionally well for itself. And again, I think straight 3 or 4 consecutive days of price recovery for the banking index makes it more than 1,000 to 1,200 points gain on the bank Nifty, even in the last 2 or 3 days. So I believe that the action is shifting more towards the individual sectors. Like for example, a few days back, we had the real estate pack, which was doing exceptionally well. Then the smaller sectors like fertilizer, sugar, these stocks also participated quite well for themselves. So it's a sector rotation which is happening, on a step-by-step basis at every new high the index makes on a short-term chart. So I think that's a good sign for the market overall. 17,500 remains to be a crucial support until the time we trade above those levels. Any dip should be taken as a buying opportunity.
Okay, any dip should be used as a buying opportunity. That's the word coming in from Kunal. But Nooresh, your take on the market at this point of time, index, bank Nifty, what kind of trade are you anticipating?
So we are getting into a little bit of a stretch mode, but say on the bank Nifty at 42,000, 42,200 would be a little bit of a stretch. So a pause could be warranted at these prices going forward. But momentum can continue. That is the reason. So it's not the time to chase the markets, but be stock specific. So in the banking names, for example, IndusInd and Axis Bank are yet to catch up. The move which happened in HDFC and ICICI. So one can look for such trades. Same is the case. Nifty is about to cross that 17,800 mark. And if we sustain above that, the next level is 18,100 odd levels. So overall, the momentum is strong. It's just that the risk reward of trading fresh on the indices is a little out of place because you have an upside of 200, 300 points and the stop losses come at 200, 300. But overall, the trend is positive. I would expect stock specific action to be better. So time to play stock specific rather than the index.
Okay, better to play stock specific. That's the word coming in. And in stock specific action, wanted your take, Nooresh, regarding a few of these IT names as well, and especially from the mid cap space. So Sonata Software, LTI Mindtree, Persistent Systems, they're all declining. Would you be a buyer in any of these names on correction?
So I would be waiting out for some time, at least the first few quarterly results to get out of the system, because we are getting into a point where trends are very, very different in all the IT names. So for example, KPIT saw a decline last week and it has almost recovered 60% of that move. So volatility has increased even in stocks which was trending well. And now on the other end, we are seeing Infosys closer to the previous lows, Wipro closer to the previous lows. So in this scenario, one needs to wait out, let the couple of results go, and then maybe look at the mid caps. So the stocks on radar are LTI Mindtree, which could say outperform going forward if it sustains above 4850 levels. Tech Mahindra. So these are the names I'm watching out, but would wait for the first at least 4 or 5 top results to get done.
Kunal, you continue to be pretty gung-ho on prospects of realty stocks, right? And the list stretches beyond DLF.
Yeah, DLF, Anantraj, these are the two stocks which I've been recommending regularly. I think even Godrej Properties has made a very good comeback for itself. I think the last 1 week, 10 odd days, it's risen up more than 15 to 20% from its major lows. And remember, I think Godrej Properties was one of the first stocks which was beaten down significantly from the 2021 highs. I think the stock had corrected more than 60% to 70%. So, a start of a recovery could be a very good sign that probably the downward trend of the last 1.5 odd year could be over for the stock. And the move is trickling into the other non-F&O stocks like Brigade, Sobha Developers. Many of these stocks are also seeing some very good recovery for themselves. So the list just increases significantly for the real estate pack, but I would stick to DLF and Anantraj as of now.
Okay, so sticking with Anantraj and DLF as the top bets in the realty sector, the ones having presence in NCR Delhi region. But let's take a look at what else is buzzing in the market. In terms of the gainers, of course, AU Small Finance Bank and FACT. These are the two counters which have had a solid run. In fact, FACT is up as much as 48% in the last 4 sessions itself. Nooresh, your take if you look at the counters, Fertilizer names, FACT and even AU Small Finance Bank.
So fact is something which I don't look at, given the fact that it has very low float. Majority of the shareholding is with the President of India, and the rest is with very few shareholders. So the stock has been, say, it went up from 140 to 380, and then came back to 200 really fast, and now it is back to 340 levels. So I would avoid the fertilizer pack as of now, because the leadership names which were Coromandel, Chambal, etc. have not taken any leadership. We are just seeing this wild moves in some of the PSU names which are very low float. So not looking at the fertilizer pack would be something which would be an avoid. The only one which continues to remain on radar is Deepak Fertilizers, which is a longer term better chart, which is correction is done.
Sandeep, how much of the uptick in some of the real estate stocks is going to last? One side we are talking about demand getting crushed because of high inflation, and on the other side these stocks which in a sense are a complete play on discretionary spend are going higher.
So real estate obviously is a sector where the correlation with interest rates as well as stock price movement is very high. So I think till the interest rates were going, so from the start of the interest rate upcycle till what I believe is the end of the upcycle which has happened, we saw the real estate sector underperform after the big up move of 2021. Now I think a fresh move is starting in many of the stocks led by DLF, which I believe could last for some time. So I would think that there is near-term upside in real estate stocks at this stage.
Let's take the closing trades as well from our technical experts. Kunal, you go first. What's the closing trade that you are identifying?
So it's on Canara Bank. I think most of the PSU banking stocks are making a comeback for themselves. Canara Bank has not yet confirmed a breakout. I think I would anticipate a breakout given the kind of momentum the PSU bank sector is going through. So would suggest a buy, and my expectation is that possibly the 300 to 310 mark could be achieved this time around for Canara Bank.
Nooresh, what about you? Canara Bank is something that Kunal is recommending, but what about you, Nooresh?
So we'll be looking at another favorite of Kunal, that is IndusInd Bank. The stock saw a cut of 4-5% in the opening trade today, and has made a full recovery and is up almost 2% now. So such a candle generally leads to a follow-up move as well. So expecting this stock to go towards 1150 to 1180 mark. So that's a trade I'm looking out for over the next couple of sessions.